You're sitting in a waiting room. Your phone is dead. There's nothing to read. 10 minutes pass, and something in your chest starts to itch. You call this boredom. You think it's nothing. A small, forgettable discomfort. But the real answer is far stranger. Boredom might be one of the most dangerous feelings your brain can produce. And you were never told why. Start with a simple question. What is boredom actually for? Your body doesn't waste signals. Hunger tells you to eat. Pain tells you to stop. Fear tells you to run. Every uncomfortable feeling you have exists because it once kept your ancestors alive. So what is boredom protecting you from? In 2014, psychologist Timothy Wilson at the University of Virginia ran an experiment that still unsettles people who hear about it. He put participants alone in a room with nothing to do. No phone. No book. Just their own thoughts. Then he gave them one more option. A button that delivered a mild electric shock. Most people had already said, before the study, that they'd pay money to avoid being shocked. But something happened when boredom set in. A significant number of participants started shocking themselves. Just to feel something. Just to escape the silence in their own heads. Sit with that for a second. People chose pain over emptiness. Why would a brain do that? Here's the reframe. Boredom isn't emptiness. Boredom is pressure. It's your mind screaming that something is wrong, the same way hunger screams that your stomach is empty. And like hunger, it doesn't care how you fix it. It just wants relief. Psychologist John Eastwood at York University has spent his career studying this exact feeling. His definition is simple, and it changes everything. Boredom, he says, is the uncomfortable feeling of wanting to be engaged in something and not being able to find it. Not the absence of activity. The absence of meaningful engagement. That distinction matters more than it sounds. You can be busy and still bored. You can be doing nothing and feel completely fine. The difference isn't what your hands are doing. It's whether your attention has somewhere to go. Now go back further. Much further. For most of human history, your ancestors didn't have this problem. Not because their lives were exciting. Because their lives were relentless. Every hour outdoors was a small negotiation with survival. Was that rustle in the grass wind, or something hungry? Was that berry safe, or was it the one that killed the man 3 seasons ago? Their attention was never idle, because idle attention got you killed. Anthropologists who study modern hunter-gatherer societies, including researchers working with groups like the Hadza of Tanzania, have noted something curious. Constant environmental engagement, tracking, foraging, reading the land, left little room for the kind of empty, directionless boredom you feel in a waiting room. Not because their lives were easier. Because their minds were always being used for something that mattered. Your brain evolved in that world. A world where attention was a survival tool, sharpened every day by real stakes. And then, in an evolutionary blink, that world disappeared. You still have the tool. You just don't have anything left to point it at. Think about what a normal day required of your ancestors. Scanning the tree line. Listening for footsteps that weren't yours. Noticing which plants had changed color since last week. Their minds were fully occupied by reality itself. Boredom, in that setting, would have been a luxury they rarely earned. But you? You can go an entire day without your environment asking anything real of you. Temperature controlled. Food a few steps away. No predators. No immediate threats to track. Your ancient attention system is still running, still scanning, still hungry for something to lock onto. And it's finding nothing. That's the itch in your chest in the waiting room. It's not weakness. It's a survival circuit with nothing left to survive. So why does this matter now, of all times? Because you've built a civilization that feeds this exact hunger, on purpose, for profit. Every app on your phone is engineered around one core discovery. An idle mind will grab the first stimulating thing it's offered. Notifications aren't designed to inform you. They're designed to intercept boredom before you notice you're feeling it. This is where the danger part comes in, and it's not exaggeration. Researchers have linked chronic, unaddressed boredom to a surprising list of consequences: increased risk-taking, higher rates of impulsive decision-making, even links to substance use, as people search for anything that overrides the discomfort of an unengaged mind. In a 2014 companion analysis to Wilson's shock study, researchers noted that some people would rather take a negative action than sit in a neutral, unstimulated state. Not because they wanted pain. Because their brain was demanding relief from nothing, and nothing was worse. Read that again. Doing nothing can feel worse to your brain than doing something harmful. That single fact explains more of your daily behavior than you'd like to admit. The compulsive phone check during a slow meeting. The snack you didn't want, eaten out of restlessness, not hunger. The argument you started, not because you were angry, but because you were understimulated and didn't know what else to do with pressure building behind your eyes. You've been treating boredom like a minor inconvenience. It's actually a warning light. And warning lights don't go off because nothing is happening. They go off because your system is asking for something you haven't given it. So what's the twist here? What's the counterintuitive part? You'd think the solution is more stimulation. More content, more scrolling, more noise to drown out the itch. But Eastwood's research points the opposite direction. The people most vulnerable to chronic boredom aren't the ones with too little stimulation available. They're the ones who've outsourced all their engagement to sources they don't control. Passive consumption. Endless scrolling. Input without direction. Boredom, it turns out, isn't cured by more input. It's cured by agency. By choosing where your ancient, hungry attention gets to land, instead of letting an algorithm choose for you. Your ancestors didn't need a hobby to escape boredom. Their attention had a job, and the job was staying alive. You don't have that job anymore. But you still have the machinery built for it. And machinery left unused doesn't go quiet. It goes looking for something to break. So here's the modern mirror, the part that lands closest to home. The next time you feel that itch, the phone reaching, leg bouncing, can't sit still feeling, don't call it laziness. Don't call it weakness. Call it what it actually is. 100,000-year-old survival circuit, still scanning the tree line, still waiting for a threat that never comes, still begging you for a job to do. You're not broken when you feel bored. You're ancient. The question was never whether boredom is dangerous. The question is what you let it drive you toward. A stranger's engineered notification. Or something you actually chose. You're sitting in a waiting room. Your phone is dead. There's nothing to read. 10 minutes pass, and something in your chest starts to itch. This time, you know exactly what that itch is asking you for.